Girl, at this point I was like, oh, he's the love interest. Okay, I see what you did there. Welcome to day 29 of the 75 Hard Challenge YouTube edition. I'm a pro at saying this phrase now. Today I want to do my nails while we talk about a pirate romance that I read recently. You might like this one. I will only say the book at the end. Yeah. I know. I want you to stay, okay? Let's chat. First of all, I'm gonna paint my nails with this in cocoa. It's a very beautiful brown. And I'm also gonna try to do some cow print on these two fingers. So let's go. And I'm tired today, so I wanna do this very quick. Let's not waste our times, okay? Right. So for the longest time, I was looking for a pirate romance. I was watching too much Pirates of the Caribbean at the time, and I was like, I need something like that. So naturally, I went to Book Talk, and I found this book. Honestly, not many people talking about it, so I was like slightly concerned. But then again, I don't think I've ever seen a pirate book, a pirate romance recommendation on Book Talk. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a go. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's a duology. It starts with our lovely female main character, Georgette. She's a captain, and she has a boat with her twin brother that was passed to them by their parents. They were also pirates. So that really intrigued me, and it kind of went in the direction of like a female captain, breaking the stereotype, something kind of like that, which I'm all for. I love me some pioneer women. It starts off a little rough, but I was like, I'm just gonna trust the process, And in this first one, they introduce the whole like gang. One of their best friends, Absalom. I don't know, I could only think of the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. The female main character has kind of a crush on him since they were kids, which, it's friends to lovers, so I was not very excited about that. I was like, why did I not read anywhere that this was friends to lovers? And I went through the whole first book being, to be honest, kind of bored. It felt like the author was trying to do 50 different tropes and plot twists in one book. At one point, I was like, what is even happening? The first book, don't be scared, okay? I feel like this duology is very worth it, but the first book, I gave 2.5 stars. You have to read the first book to read the masterpiece that it is the second book. Let me briefly summarize the first book. They are hired to recover a package from another ship. Come to find out, that package is actually a princess, not a package. Unfortunately, the guy that hired them, I think he was the king of one of the countries, he was like, no, because I need to rescue her, she's gonna marry me, and they have kidnapped her, so I need you guys to take her back to me. So they were like, great, amazing, let's do it. They get the princess. She starts getting into a little romance with Georgette's twin. And I mean, they're kind of cute, but not the focus, They were too lovey-dovey, and So then they find out that they're being chased by another ship. They want the princess. So they're like, no, you're not. Because everyone is kind of attached to her. She's nice to everybody. So they kind of grow to like her. She's not very close to Georgette, but I think Georgette is just very avoidant. So she doesn't really care about anything. At the end of the first book, they get caught by the other ship that was looking for the princess. And then they find out that they were the ones that were actually kidnapping the princess. I know. Once they find out about that, they talk to that king, I think through letters, if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, yeah, and? Her brother manages to escape, and she gets trapped by the king of another country, the country that caught them while getting the princess, right? Because all of a sudden, is that a spoiler? That might be, but do you care? I don't think you care. Anyway, on the second book, this king forces Georgette into marrying him. So, of course, our girl hates being royalty, right? Because everyone would hate to be rich overnight, right? I think she was just scared that the king was gonna kill her. He was just like stalling to kill her. But yeah, so they don't see each other for at least a week. She just avoids him at all costs. She doesn't go to breakfast. She doesn't go to dinner, lunch, nothing. She eats everything in her room, and she has I won't remember her name, but it's a lady that helps her to dress and she prepares her bath. It's that lady, you know? They start to get kind of on a friendship level, and she starts saying like, oh, the king is not that bad, he's actually a very good person. And Georgette is just like, okay, he forced me to get married to him. How does that make him a good person? Which, fair. And one of those days, Georgette goes out like in the middle of the night to the lake. She's mourning someone. I won't say who, but she's mourning someone. So she goes to the lake to do a ritual to honor the dead. When she gets there, the king is there at the lake. She obviously gets scared, but she doesn't care. She strips and then she enters the lake singing a pirate song, and then she goes underwater for a good few minutes. And when she comes back to the surface, she sees the king half naked going in the lake, and she was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you weren't coming back to the surface, I got worried. Girl, at this point I was like, oh, he's the love interest. Okay, I see what you did there. Because sorry, that friend of hers is boring. He was engaged to someone else because she wouldn't give up piracy to living on the land, and he wouldn't give up living on land to go for piracy, so they never really happened. That's why. She has a hard time accepting that he does not want to kill her. I'm just gonna say my favorite moments from them now, because it's been quite a while since I've read this, and I honestly kind of forgot. But basically, one day, they explain everything to her, like what happened and why it happened, and she's like, okay, not gonna kill him anymore, not gonna kill the king. There was like one day that she finds out the story about his dad. She finds out that his dad used to hit his little sister. She's like a kid, she's like 10 years old or something, and he would hit his mother. Once she finds out about that, she's like really pissed for some reason, and she'll say like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hit me like your dad hit you? And I was like, okay, that was a little much. It just goes too far, you know? And the king was even patient. He was like, please stop saying that, you don't know anything. And then they didn't see each other for like 2 weeks. After that, she did feel bad. One night, she finds out that there's a drawer in her room that she never opened. She goes to open it, and it's the king's room. She goes through that door. She gets her dagger. I think he's sleeping, if I'm not mistaken. She straddles him. It's a clean romance, don't worry. She puts her dagger in his throat, and she goes, I'm sorry, that was too far. And he's like, thanks. Are you gonna kill me? She says, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite scenes. And then they start becoming a little bit more friends. At first, she was so stubborn. He would obviously, she was kind of one of those characters. He would ask her to dress in a beautiful gown, and she was like, I only wear pants and I don't care. And people started questioning, is this king fit for ruling? He can't even control his wife. Now that she's friends with the king, her husband, by the way, she gets on his countryside, which is so fun because after months of being enemies, they finally see eye to eye. So good. It's so satisfying when it gets to that point. Even in like one ball that the king invited every single country, especially the ones that they're almost at war, that other king. And in that ball, she requested a gold dress to go with his accessories, because she wanted to kind of show everybody that they were a team, you know, that they were in this together. Pause. Look at my nails. I love cow print. It's so pretty. I promise you, the second book is a banger. I love it so much. So much. Okay, so I'm done with my nails. They look so cute. This one looks better, to be honest. It's so cute. And the book is Fortune of Emerald and Salt. I forgot the name of the second book, but here it is. Both of them. So you can add to your Goodreads. I hope you liked this video. Just painting my nails, talking about books. I kind of like this format a lot, and I hope you do too. If you haven't watched the other days from this challenge, the playlist is going to be linked down below so you can binge and get caught up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!